Okay. We are live. All right. So let's turn to the journal entries for today's meeting. And I'll just briefly explain, we obviously need to fill some information in here before we can vote. But right now we have set up a journal entry potentially for each project, leaving out one that there were some technical issues with, and we didn't feel that they were ready to move forward at this time with their application. Every other project is included for CDBG funds. I thought we reached consensus on Thursday that we were gonna not deal with other potential funds today, that could be something that we could deal with at a future meeting. So this is only for the CDBG allocation of the $398,000. There's also a journal entry, journal entry 6. So we may not need each of these journal entries, but there's one for each of the 5 projects, excluding one. And then journal entry 6 is a technical journal entry that Planning Commission needs. And then journal entry 7, Lisa and Todd have alerted us to a couple of times the potential to have a backup project in case there is a problem with any of the projects that we decide to fund. It is helpful for them to have a backup project so that it's administratively easier for them to move to that than to kind of restart the process. So that's what journal entry 7 would be. So what we need to do now is determine the amounts of funding for each project for CDBG only, enter that into the blank, and then we can vote on the journal entries once we have those amounts set. And again, we may not do any money to one or more of these. They're just there in case we wanted to discuss moving the money around.
Well, on journal entry 1, I'm basically where I was at our last meeting.
Hold on one second, Vicki. Did I state something wrong, or did you need to add something, Todd?
Well, I just wanted to verify with Todd Peets that these journal entries should be passed now and not after the public hearing.
They should be passed now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely thought we came to that consensus at our Thursday meeting that we needed these journal entries today. And then the resolution will follow, or resolutions will follow
After
that public meeting in June.
June 11th. Yeah.
Would you want me to read the journal entry and then we'll discuss the amount, or how do you want to do this?
Let's discuss the amounts and then read them off and vote.
Okay. Well, as I started to say, I'm basically where I was at our last meeting on all 3 of these, the Haven number 1. So that's my opinion.
What amounts were we at? I know that we had a lot of figures going around, and I know,
Yeah.
can we just make sure we have it adding up correctly and have the amounts, all three of us and Amy,
Okay.
and then we can
The-
vote.
The Haven
I
had at 225, 237.
7, yeah.
We had Wyndham at 148.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Vicky, I'm sorry. So it's
25,
225,
237.
237.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
And for Wyndham, I had 148,000.
Yep.
And for Freedom, I had 24,763.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Say that one again, I'm sorry. 24,763.
24,763, right.
And
This
does
is
that
what
add
the
up?
Haven- Yeah,
Adds up to 398.
Do we want to designate one of these other projects as a backup? I think we should. It doesn't mean that we can't fund it through another source at some
Source.
point.
Well,
And I assume we would find out quickly,
well, if
Pete's, if there was a problem with one of the other projects.
make Coleman the backup.
that's what I was thinking, Coleman, the balance of what we were gonna, they were not gonna get.
So, yeah, we would find out probably if we could find out as soon as, I don't know, August, September, and then they actually don't approve it till October typically, the amount. And so, like I said earlier, that if there was extra money there and a project didn't get funded, or there's more money available from a project because they overestimated and they were able to get lower bids, you can still do an amendment to the process. But it's like Kathleen said earlier, administratively, it's easier for us just to move it into a backup project if it's available.
Okay.
So that's Journal 7, you think that?
Yeah, that was the intent on.
So don't
87.
approve an amount, just approve an organization. Is that what you're? Okay.
Todd, is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to unmute, mute myself. Yes. Just name the organization or the project name or whatever, and yeah, that's where it would go. It doesn't have to have an amount at this time because we don't know the amount.
Okay.
So it sounds like we want to do Coleman, which is journal entry 5 here. So you could just say the Coleman Professional Services Public Rehabilitation, which I think was the
Okay.
project name that.
I thought we were going to do that in Journal 7, Coleman.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm saying it's written out in journal entry 5. That's all, just the title.
But we're not gonna do 5, are we? Because they're actually,
No,
okay,
I'm just saying Coleman Professional Services Public Rehabilitation is how it's
okay.
referred to on
Gotcha.
there.
Gotcha.
and the same thing for journal entry 4, the land utilization, that's not gonna be done because that's outside funds of CDBG as well.
Right,
doing-
but if we had
Okay.
selected that through discussion
Yeah.
today or as a backup, it would have been here. That was the point. Let's put everything here,
Yeah,
and then we can figure out what we're doing and what
Okay.
we're not doing.
so just to recap, we're gonna do journal entries 1 through 3, 6, and 7.
Is that
Correct.
correct, Kathleen? That's what you want me to read?
Yeah, it sounds like that's
Okay. Okay, the Board of Commissioners approved the Haven of Portage County Water and Sewer Facilities for submission to the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program, Community Development Allocation Grant Application to the Ohio Development Services Agency, Office of Community Development for the amount of $225,237.
I'll second.
roll call. Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Kathleen.
No.
The Board of Commissioners approved the Wyndham Village Neighborhood Facility Community Center for submission to the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program Community Development Allocation Grant application to the Ohio Developmental Services Agency Office of Community Development for the amount of $148,000.
I'll second.
Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners approved the Freedom Historical Society Public Rehabilitation for submission to the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program Community Development Allocation Grant application to the Ohio Developmental Service Agency Office of Community Development for the amount of $24,763.
Yes.
got a
I'll
second?
second. Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
5,
To 6.
6. The Board of Commissioners approved Fair Housing, City of Streetsboro, and Regional Planning Commission Administration County for submission to the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program Community Development Allocation Grant application to the Ohio Developmental Services Agency Office of Community Development for the amounts of $10,000, $150,000, $72,000.
Okay, I'll second.
Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes.
The Board of Commissioners approved Coleman Professional Services Public Rehabilitation in case one of the approved activities is either not funded or not able to move forward.
I'll second.
Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes. All right. With no further business to come before the board, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I would like to first say, before I second that, I'll second it, but I just want to thank Mike Bogo and Todd Peets and Jen and everyone. Thank you for all your work on this and helping us through this process.
Appreciate it.
Yep, we appreciate it.
Roll call, Amy?
Vicky,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Kathleen.
Yes. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your
Okay.
day.
Thank you.
Bye.